now. So, so in this video, we're just doing a quick sort of collective experience of what we experienced when we signed up to Marc Augustine's the No BS Dropshipping, his done for you services for Amazon and for eBay. Myself, Matt and Jono, and Jono, give him a wave, and Ben as well. We're all in it together, and it didn't go very well, did it, boys? So let's talk it through. What happened? I mean, we started speaking to Marc, didn't we, a while back because of his presence on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah, it was YouTube. So we saw him on YouTube. I actually remember seeing him doing like cross stuff with that Becky girl who's a drop shipper in the UK. I know she's nothing to do with him in that sense, so I don't obviously run her name through the mud. But I remember like seeing her stuff, and then I saw Marc's stuff as well, and I thought, oh cool, who's Marc? Saw all his dropshipping videos, thought, oh, he seems quite a legitimate kind of guy. He's got his
there's no negativity on his YouTube page, is there, or on his Instagram page? It all looks pretty positive.
Yeah, and he just lives. Okay, the quality of the videos and stuff, and the amount of times he says like motherfucker and all this stuff, I don't know. He's he sort of built that social proof, didn't he? Like it felt like he did anyway, because people respected him, and his comments, I don't know how them are real, a lot of them seem to back it up, and I don't know. And then I got to speak, how we got actually involved business. I started speaking to Matt, didn't I? About, because they started doing those lives about Amazon, the Amazon course, about dropshipping in the US.
Yes.
Then I paid him some money. I was like, yeah, that's where it all went downhill from there. Paid him some money. He was genuinely doing these lives though. He was actually teaching people. So there was that hook already, like, oh, this is real. Like I'm actually in the class. I'm actually learning all this stuff. And then it was a weird time, but I just did it. They recorded them as well. Again, you got access to it. And then he's linked to Marc, and Marc's his business partner.
I think, yeah. And also just to explain, like Jono and I, we've been dropshipping for a few years now. Our main business module has been eBay dropshipping. We've always done it. Ben has got a big Amazon FBA business. He's been doing that. And so all of our actual main time was kind of already taken up. So what we were looking for is a done-for-you kind of investment where we would be the bankroll and we'd have other people running business for us, just as a way to try and get a good return of investment from the money that we've built up. And like you say, obviously Jono then invested with this guy called Matthew to learn about Amazon dropshipping. And Matthew was actually teaming up with Marc, wasn't he, with a done for you service, which is where we got hooked in.
Is it Matthew Beju, was it?
Yeah. Yeah. I can't pronounce his surname, to be honest with
you. Yeah.
And that's how we kind of got hooked in, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that was, for me, that was like that, you know, that extra layer. Like I already like Marc, I see his stuff, he's got his dropship house. I've seen UK dropshippers, more than one, who've gone over there to see him. So you almost feel like, well, these people see him in the flesh, he's doing all these things. You know, he's up to his production now as well, but I know that's since we got involved. And it looked tick, 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 tick. And then he's working with this Matt guy who seems to know his stuff. He's doing quite well. And he was on, like you, Ben, when you've been on an upward curve with your Amazon stuff. He started doing that with the dropshipping on Amazon. So I felt like that same sort of thing was happening. Like, oh, this guy's doing well, he's getting a VA. And I think, yeah, it was from that point, that's it. I was hooked. And I was like, guys, look at the investment. Let's, you know, there's this, they're going to do Amazon dump for you, and this is how it's going to go. Look, this is how he's doing. They're going to repeat that success. They've got VAs, which I believe he did. I think he did have a lot of this infrastructure. But
yeah, and he was talking about previous students, and he'd be interviewing previous students, previous people who'd signed up with him, and they'd be saying how it's going so well, and you know, it's so easy for them, and it's kind of like exactly what it says on the tin and all the rest of it. But we just had a completely different experience, and I think after we've had this experience, I feel, well, I mean, more and more people have come forward to us all and just said the same thing. But other people seem to have lost a lot less money than we have as well. because we obviously all went into it combined. So I don't know how we got such a bad deal, but obviously that was just all part of the scam, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I mean, I think the red flag for us was that, he comes across as a professional, he's legit, his whole channel was about drop shipping. But when it actually came to it, the red flag for us was when the accounts were getting red flags, notifications coming in, we were getting bad feedback from customers, weren't we?
Yeah.
And that's when we knew the accounts weren't getting managed right. This guy doesn't really seem like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went downhill from there. Amazon was putting more restrictions on us. And, he managing his accounts in a professional way.
Yeah.
And then that was a red flag for us, I think. And then obviously from there, it all went downhill to the point where he just went quiet, didn't he? And didn't want to know, didn't want to respond, didn't want to deal with things.
Yeah. From what Ben was saying there as well, I mean, we were chasing Mark all the time, and he kept on blaming his staff, didn't he? Do you remember? He kept on blaming the account managers. All the account managers. Now, from other people who have come forward to me, apparently he does the same thing with everyone. He always blames it on the account managers and how he's just had to fire half of his staff because they're all doing a bad job. And it's like, well, you're clearly not training them then, are you? Yeah, I've actually logged into the account now, so I can see it on my screen. Your account has been deactivated, and there's just no reactivating this account. I'm looking at how to. It's asking for all the suppliers, asking for a lot of identity information. It's just we're never going to get it back.
So he's still advertising these services. He's still doing his done for you.
But he's still selling it, and he's still selling it.
He's still taking on clients. So I think. Yeah. This discussion, I would hope, gets and reaches people, and they realise what this guy is actually up to and what he's doing, because he's still out there, he's still doing it, and YouTube do not care.
Yeah.
No.
The way he changed it as well. You know how he was charged. By the way, everyone, he charged us 10 grand as a fee just to get going. That $10,000 went straight to him and Matt. Now, what he's doing now, he's breaking it down into monthly payments. So he's just going, hey, jump on board and you can pay monthly. It's probably $1,000 a month or something. And there's people who have paid, I've heard of people who paid him like 2 or 3 grand and then noticed this drop off. So what he's doing is now, instead of getting, we were with like the juicy fish, right? He's now getting all the small little fish who haven't got as much money, like, because we obviously combine, who would individuals, and taking $1 grand off loads of different people. And he'll do that for a little while. And again, feed them a little bit. Put a few either fake products or a few products on there. Use his gift card if he is genuinely doing that. Do a little bit of real work for 1 or 2 months, but he's taken $2 grand off 30 people now, 60 grand. That's the sort of scale he's doing it. So he's just changing tactics.
Yeah, but the punchline is still the same.
Yeah.
That's just disgraceful, though, isn't it? I'm also going back to your point, Ben, about YouTube and stuff. I mean, for the record, we've reported this to YouTube so many times about Mark. We've left loads of negative comments on his videos. We've disliked his video. Like, we've got a group of people who's this happened as well. I think there's 15 or 20 people in there, and we all went on a dislike hunt. We created loads of Gmail accounts just to dislike all of his videos. I don't know how, but he's got them all removed. So obviously that's terrible, because obviously other people are going to still go onto those videos now and see nothing but positive glowing reports, when actually everyone's trying to complain about him, but nothing's going through.
Yeah. I remember when I first put a comment on there, from my main account, I was just like, hey Mark, look, you're not getting back to me. And then he replied, and then I noticed, because I just went, right, I'm going to just go on from another account. And then I noticed that comment was suddenly hidden. He'd replied, then hid it. And then after that, I couldn't write any more comments. And then that's when I started. By this point, I know that he wasn't giving us any attention, money or anything like that, but he was still feeding us a little bit like, hey, yeah, we'll jump on a call at some point. That's for me when I went, oh no, that's it. He's doing this to other people. He's not going to give our money back. That's when, I think around the time me and Matt started having those serious conversations about, we're not going to get our money back, are we? And we were still being fed crap, but we started feeling that sort of that dread.
Yeah, at this point, we knew the service was well and truly gone, and we were just trying to get our initial investment out. So we knew that the money on the Amazon account as well, which was about $4,000, that was never coming back to us. Amazon would never release that in a million years. so that money was gone. We were just trying to get our initial investment back, which should have been really a straight bank transfer. But what did he say to us? He said this has happened to loads of people. He tried to blame the fact that him and Matthew weren't working together anymore. Tried to blame it all on Matthew, and saying how he's got no money, yet he's still selling and signing up people constantly to his Amazon W services. So he's definitely got a lot. He's got loads of money. We all know that. And he kept on saying he was going to pay us back in installments or something, trying to get our sort of like our hopes up. And then I think we absolutely nagged him to make it like a £500 repayment, and we're going to do £500 a week or something. And it came to the day, and he just didn't do it. When it didn't come in on that day, and that's when we all knew. We were just like, we're not going to, if we can't get 500 quid back, how on earth are we going to get anything?
How much was it in total again? Can you guys remember? I didn't actually know it down.
I think when we added it all up between us, it was just over $20,000 all in.
Just over $20,000.
All in. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was even more than that, but yeah, it's around that.
It was more than that, because that's not including the eBay done for you fee that you and I paid him for.
Oh God, yeah. I keep forgetting about that. Is it another $5,000 that we paid?
Yeah.
I can't believe we did that as well. You know, looking back, the red flags are already there for Amazon, and we just saw this like.
No, because we paid in that money at the same time as the Amazon. So what we should have done. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but we should have signed up with like an eBay done for you between the three of us, which was so much cheaper, and we should have just seen how that gone, because obviously we would have known that he wasn't.
Yeah. I see what you mean, and that's meant to be his bread and butter, which we now know he shortly after closed the whole thing down.
Yeah. And for everyone out there as well who's also using his software, what is it, DS Genie or something? Just so everyone knows, he steals all your data and uses it for himself anyway.
Yeah.
He's going to take all of your hot selling items and sell them himself, and you're basically doing a lot of product research for him.
And paying him.
And paying him to do it. So you're better off getting off of that software as well. It's horrific. It's horrific what he's done. We're all lucky enough that we've all managed to recover, like in our own personal work. Like we've managed to. I don't want to use the words afford to lose the money, because that's a hell of a lot of money. But we're not going to go broke over it. But a lot of people will, because of this.
There's a lot of people affected, isn't there?
It's affected us though still. I mean, I wouldn't say it's completely we're unscathed.
No, massively. Like it's a massive scar on all of us, I think.
Yeah. That money could have gone into something else, and we'd be because of the kind of people we are. We invest money in something, and we'll turn that into something much bigger. So that money would have gone a long way into something else between us.
100%.
$20,000, mate. $20,000. Like, I know there's Alf as well as four of us, but imagine we all went in on something else that it was our own project with what's that? £17,000? 70, about 17 grand. That's loads.
That's loads.
I mean, there's so many people affected, isn't it? I think 15 people reached out, didn't they? Saying, we joined this done for you service. He's gone cold. He's ignored us. So. And that's just people we know. Yeah,
there's people that we've managed to.
Oh, sorry. I put a couple of messages out on some forums, and I still get, like the other day, I think I told Jono about it about 3-4 days ago. I had someone emailing me saying basically the same thing, like I signed up to Done For You, it was going really well. Now he's had to fire these managed accounts, and like my Amazon account's in trouble, like I'm worried. It's horrible, but you just have to reply just saying like, just get out as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
And luckily this person's been paying his monthly fees on a credit card. So it's just like, just go down the credit card route and just try and get your money back. yeah, terrible. So, but I think what we're trying to do here is raise awareness for it, that he is scamming people, and ruining people's lives. I mean, the amount of people who aren't going to want to invest in e-com or do any e-com related businesses after working with him, it's going to be insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
How's he still going now? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think people are still, because, you know, he upped his production as well. If you notice his videos, I did see a few where he's got a better background, a better camera, a better intro and all that stuff. He's still going to get those people coming through who will do exactly the same as we did. And if he can get them, talk to them one-on-one in some way or funnel them somewhere before they find people like us, they'll just get sucked in, because they've got this money they've earned from they've worked hard for 9 to 5, grinded for that money, or grinded with another business, and then he's just taking it off them and then doing nothing with it and continue taking it. Like, remember we paid for gift card where the product wasn't even, we were sending them payments, but they bought nothing with it. Apparently the managers were accidentally taking payments from us that was meant for to buy some gift card for us, but they accidentally put the money somewhere else or whatever, or bought someone else's gift card or some rubbish like that. I couldn't believe it at the time. I was like, we've sent you all this money. That means you're saying we overspent $6,000. I can't, now thinking back, it's ridiculous that we obviously made these payments, but obviously at the time they needed them there and then, and we were like, okay, maybe these stats will show on Amazon soon. You know, I don't. There's a delay. But, yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
at least we got the word out, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about the gift card stuff though. And I remember when we were first talking to him, and he was explaining to us how the gift card works, which obviously we already knew through drop shipping. But from someone who's new and coming into it, it just sounds all too good, all so good, and all. It sounds like, how would it not work? Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We made it the way they said it, and it was quite logical as well. And because obviously that Matthew was actually doing it. Well, we believe he's doing it this way. He was basically making pretty much break even or a bit of profit on the front end, so initial profit, just the in price. And then he was using the discounted gift cards they were getting, where they were getting 10% off, and that was most of their profit. So we thought that actually makes sense of why you're getting good sales, because your price isn't far off what it's being bought for. There's just a few fees added on. But it was all rubbish, all BS. No pun intended.
All BS drop shipping. That should be true.
Yeah. It should be no BS. It's just all BS. At least then he's honest for once.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also, I remember that was his domain, his domain at one point, wasn't it? Was it Honest Genies or something?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was one of Honest Genies. Another ironic name.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Well, like you say, guys, at least we're going to get a word out there. And if anyone's watching this, or you were thinking of signing up with Mark or anything like that, just don't. And in fact, I mean, oh wow, I don't know if I'd ever sign up for a done for you service ever again, to be honest.
No, it's put me off completely. I think any investments if we ever do investments together again, I think we should all be in full control of it, and only outsource help if there's who can come in and do something for us, in that sense. But they're not going to manage our money. They're not going to manage the business. VAs is as far as I'm happy to go, or skilled people in a certain area. But yeah, it's put me off completely. And it could be an amazing job for you that would come up, and it'd be opportunity not to miss. And I just go nope, because this experience has definitely made me realise that some people out there just don't care and they just want to take your money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Mark is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Well, that's like people watch his video, really.
Yeah, and if people are watching this and they've seen Mark's stuff and they are interested in it, don't even try and learn from Mark either. He doesn't actually say anything that good. If you actually watch the videos, he just swears a lot and chats and talks rubbish for most of the videos. if you want to learn something, go on YouTube and just find it. There's loads of free information. There's so much. There's enough to get started. Ben, you're a perfect example of this. There's enough info. Ben went out there and got enough info to start Amazon FBA without having to like buy an expensive course. I don't know if you did a lot yourself, by the way, Ben. You've learned from your experiences, but
yeah, trial and error, isn't it? And
yeah, trial and error. You pushed hard enough on YouTube to find that info just to get your shoe in, and then you learned the rest. And I think other people can at least start that way. Yeah. Fuck Mark.
Also not okay. This isn't directly Mark, but I remember someone. I won't say his name either, but I remember someone saying to you, Ben, why are you running an Amazon FBA business when all the money is in selling an Amazon FBA course? And that kind of sums up those people's mentality. People who are trying to sell you a course, trying to sell you a service or something like this.
That's their main bread and butter.
That's their bread and butter, not what they're preaching.
And Mark, that's what Mark's doing. It's the fake guru thing all over again.
Yeah,
I wish he was on CoffeeZilla. I know people have reached out to him. I don't know if you've seen CoffeeZilla, Ben. He's so good. I want them to do an episode on Mark. But he basically he investigates them, shows them for what they do, and then he tries to interview them as well.
Wow, that'd be interesting. I'd love to see that.
I'd love to see that as well.
Mark the Guru.
Mark the honest genie.
Mark the honest, no BS genie or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a typical example as well of someone who buys followers, buys likes. If you look at his interaction on his videos and his views compared to his subscribers, it's way out.
Yeah.
It says a lot about the front he's giving and what operation he's got going.
Yeah, it doesn't add up, does it? And I've also noticed he's got he gets his whole team of VAs or whatever they are to comment on his stuff, saying like, "Oh, great video," or "Oh, learning from the best again," and all this stuff. And it's just like, from an outsider's point of view, from our point of view, when we looked at stuff, we're like, "Oh, look at all this positive stuff," but it's all fake. It's 100% fake. So it's just a shame. Only so many people are going to fall for the trap.
Yeah.
So many people,
you know.
People won't, just suckers like us.
Well, I hope this puts off people. If it even puts off one person who's going to invest with them initially, then it's worth it. So, yeah. And
well done for sitting through a 35-minute video or whatever it is now, or half an hour.
They need to hear it. But yeah, we'll wrap it up now anyway. So I'm going to stop the recording now. So yeah, any last words you guys want to say?
Just don't go near Mark. Just don't even watch his videos. They're no good. There's no value to them. Don't buy anything off him. That's the standard. Just don't go near him. Like just as soon as you see his videos pop up, just hide or whatever, unsubscribe. I've unsubscribed from him. He's just a scam artist. He's a fake guru. He's there to take people's money. He hides behind US companies, but lives in Nicaragua. He'll funnel you money somewhere and he'll never get it back.
That's actually a really good point, because obviously we tried to take some legal action against him as well. But like you just said, he hides behind limited companies in America. And
on his name. They're not in his name either, so.
Yeah. And then lives in Nicaragua, which unfortunately it's just not going to be monitored. It's not going to be on anyone's desk to work on this case. It's just the way it is. Yeah. Ben, anything else to say?
No, I think Jono definitely cleared that all up then, really. I mean, to summarise it, just watch out and be careful, because he's not on your side, trust me.
No, it's not. Definitely. All right, we'll stop recording here.